Have you or someone you love over 60 ever felt that familiar spark just fading away? You know what I mean? That inner fire, that get up and go. Maybe it used to be easy to wake up early, take on the day, maybe even go for a walk or fix something around the house. But lately, it's different. The mornings feel heavier. The energy, it comes and goes. You're moving slower, feeling like your body is running just a little behind where your mind wants to be. And maybe you've brushed it off, told yourself it's just part of getting older. It's normal, you think. Everybody slows down eventually. But deep down you wonder, is this really it? Is this what life after 60 is supposed to feel like? Now let me ask you something a little deeper. When was the last time you felt alive in your own skin? Energized, focused, full of purpose? If that feels like a distant memory, you're not alone. But here's the truth that most people won't tell you. Just because you're aging doesn't mean you have to fade. Because what if I told you that a big part of what you're feeling, low energy, foggy thinking, that block kind of tired, might not be aging at all? What if it's something you can actually shift naturally? No prescriptions, no big routines, just simple changes that work with your body, not against it. This matters more than ever. Because no man deserve to spend his later years feeling like a shadow of who he used to be. You've worked hard. You've earned this season of life. And you deserve to feel strong, clear-headed, confident, and alive. Today, I'm going to show you 3 essential natural boosters that can reignite your energy, sharpen your performance, and bring back that spark of vitality you thought was gone. These aren't gimmicks. They're real. They're practical. And they've helped countless men just like you feel like themselves again. By the time we're done, you'll know exactly what your body's been asking for and how to give it what it needs to thrive. Because aging isn't the end of energy. It's the beginning of living smarter. So if you believe life after 60 should still be full of strength and purpose, drop a quick "I'm ready" in the comments. Let me know you're here. And while you're at it, hit subscribe to Elderly Care for more down-to-earth advice on how to live well, love well, and age with power. Let's get into the first natural booster. And this one surprises a lot of people because it's not about pills or powders. It's about movement, but not just any movement. Movement that heals, not hurts. Let me tell you about Bob. 67. Used to jog 3 times a week. Kept a decent pace. Never thought twice about climbing stairs or bending to tie his shoes. But over the past year, things started to change. His knees ached just getting out of bed. Walking to the mailbox felt like a chore. Jogging? That wasn't even on the table anymore. And so, like a lot of men his age, Bob thought, well, this is just the beginning of the end. He assumed the pain meant he had to slow down permanently. But here's what Bob and so many others don't realize. It's not the movement that's the problem. It's the type of movement. See, as we age, a few things start happening inside our bodies. Our joints get stiffer. Muscle mass naturally begins to decline, especially if we're not actively working to maintain it. Cartilage thins out, and we lose some of that bounce-back ability we took for granted in our 30s and 40s. But, and this is important, our bodies are still built to move. The mistake most people make is they assume pain means stop. But in reality, prolonged rest actually weakens the body further. The less you move, the less your body wants to move. Muscles shrink, circulation slow, and energy levels, they crash. The good news is there's another way. You don't have to hit the gym or do high-impact workouts. You just need smart movement. Gentle, purposeful activities that support your body, not punish it. Think Tai Chi. Slow, flowing motions that increase flexibility, boost balance, and calm the mind. Think water aerobics, where the buoyancy of water takes the pressure off your joints while still giving your muscles a solid workout. Even resistance band exercises while sitting in a chair can help restore lost strength, especially in the core and legs, which are key for stability. Studies have shown that low-impact movement not only improves circulation and oxygen flow, it also supports hormonal balance, like testosterone production, which naturally drops after 60. And that balance? It has a direct effect on your energy, your mood, even your sleep. Now, let's clear up a big misconception. A lot of older men hear exercise and think it means pushing through pain. doing more than you should, or they go the other direction, avoiding movement altogether because they don't want to risk injury. Both paths lead to the same place: burnout or breakdown. The truth is, your goal isn't to go faster or harder. It's to move consistently. Start simple. 15 minutes of walking in the morning, around the block, in the park, even around your living room if that's what works. Or chair yoga, gentle stretches that open the body without strain. Twice a week. That's it. And the magic? It's in the rhythm, not the intensity. When you move daily, even just a little, you start to notice your balance getting better. You breathe easier. The fog in your mind starts to lift, and your body begins to feel more like yours again. This isn't about trying to be 30 again. It's about feeling good in your own skin right now. And movement is just one piece of the puzzle. Let's talk about the next one, something your body is probably craving right now, maybe even begging for without you realizing it. Because without the right fuel, even the best movement can only get you so far. One that so many men overlook because it seems too simple to be powerful: natural nutrients that recharge the body. Now I want you to picture Frank. He's 72, still sharp, still active in his community, but lately he's been feeling off. Waking up groggy, falling asleep halfway through the afternoon news. No spark. His mind was duller, his body slower. At first, he thought maybe he was just burning out, but his doctor said everything looked normal. Then a friend told him about green smoothies. Frank laughed it off. He wasn't a health nut, never touched kale in his life. But something about that conversation stuck with him. So one morning, he decided to skip the coffee and make this mix his buddy recommended: spinach, beets, banana, a scoop of maca root, some almond milk. No sugar, no junk, just whole foods. And after a week, he was waking up easier. His afternoon crashes, gone. His focus sharpened. His body didn't just feel lighter, it felt alive. See, there's something powerful happening behind the scenes when we fuel our bodies right, especially as we age. Your body is a machine, but even the best machines need clean fuel. After 60, nutrient absorption slows down. That means even if you're eating the same foods you always have, your body might not be getting what it needs. The engines are still running, but the tank's running dry. Let's break it down. Beets, they're rich in nitrates. Your body converts those into nitric oxide, which widens blood vessels and helps oxygen move more freely. That means better circulation, better stamina, and yes, even better performance where it counts. Maca root has been studied for its effects on hormonal balance, not in a synthetic, overwhelming way, but in a gentle, supportive way that can improve energy and drive. And then there's magnesium, omega-3 fatty acids, and B vitamins. 3 nutrients most older men are deficient in, yet they play a huge role in your nervous system, your mood, and your metabolism. Without them, you may feel tired, foggy, or emotionally flat. Now here's a mistake a lot of people make. They hear this and run out to buy a cabinet full of supplements. Pills on pills on pills. But listen, supplements alone won't fix anything if the foundation isn't there. It's about building habits, real, sustainable eating habits. You don't have to change everything overnight. In fact, please don't. Just start by adding one thing at a time. Maybe it's a handful of walnuts in the afternoon instead of crackers. Maybe it's switching from white toast to whole grain. Maybe it's trying leafy greens just once a day. Blend them into a smoothie. Toss them into soup. Make it easy. And if you want to try what Frank did, start simple. Banana, spinach, unsweetened almond milk, flax seeds. Maybe a scoop of plain protein powder. That's it. Blend it up. Sip it slowly. Let your body remember what real fuel feels like. This kind of nourishment doesn't just lift your body. It lifts your mind. It changes the way you carry yourself. It shifts how you show up in the world. But even the best nutrients, without rest, won't get you all the way there. Because the third and most overlooked booster is the one that most men think they can power through, avoid, or postpone. Now let's talk about the third booster, the one nobody seems to prioritize, even though it might be the most powerful of all: deep rest and mind renewal. I want to tell you about Harold. He's 70, a strong man, worked with his hands most of his life, never believed in naps, never liked slowing down. To him, rest felt like weakness. Even when he retired, he stayed busy, but his energy was dropping faster than he expected. He'd fall asleep during the day, then stay up late watching TV, sipping a little whiskey to wind down. But he wasn't really resting. He felt drained all the time. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, his motivation was slipping. He wasn't himself. Until one day, during a doctor's visit, he was told something simple that changed everything. You're not giving your body what it needs to recover. You're not broken, Harold. You're just tired in a way that sleep alone can't fix. That was a turning point. Because here's what most people don't know. Real healing doesn't happen when you're awake. It happens in deep, uninterrupted sleep. That's when your body produces testosterone and growth hormone. Two things that decline naturally with age, but are essential for energy, muscle strength, libido, and mental clarity. But these aren't created during a nap or during light sleep. They're made during deep, restorative sleep. When your brain slows down, your heart rate drops, and your body starts to repair. Now here's the catch. A lot of men don't get this kind of sleep anymore. Not because they don't want to, but because modern life has trained them out of it. The late night news, the screen time, the glass of alcohol before bed, these things seem harmless. They feel relaxing, but they confuse the brain, spike stress hormones, and block the body from slipping into that deep, healing state. And it's not just the habits. It's the emotions, the quiet things that sit beneath the surface, grief, worry, loneliness. They don't always show up loudly. Sometimes they just whisper at night, keeping you from really letting go. And when your mind won't rest, neither will your body. So what do? You build a rhythm again, a bedtime ritual that signals to your system. It's safe now. You can let go. Start by dimming the lights an hour before bed. No bright screens, no emails. Let your nervous system unwind. Try a cup of chamomile tea or a warm bath. Maybe a magnesium supplement. It's known to help the body relax and fall asleep more easily. And here's something most people underestimate: stillness. A moment of mindfulness. A short prayer, breathing deeply with your hand on your chest. It doesn't need to be complicated, just stillness. That alone can bring peace to a busy mind. You deserve rest, not just physically, but mentally. Rest that doesn't feel like escape, but feels like restoration. Because when your sleep deepens, your energy returns. When your mind is quiet, your body can finally repair. And when you wake up truly rested, something shifts. You carry yourself differently. Your thoughts are clearer. Your heart is lighter. The day doesn't feel like a burden. It feels like an opportunity. So now that you know the 3 boosters, movement that heals, nutrients that recharge, and rest that restores, let's talk about what this really means for you and for the people who love you. Because this is more than just advice. This is about getting your life back. It can be scary watching your body slow down, especially when your spirit still feels young, still wants to do the things you used to do. Maybe it's the stiffness in your knees, the weight that doesn't come off like it used to, or the fog that clouds your thinking. Maybe it's that quiet, creeping question in the back of your mind. Is this just how it's going to be now? And when the energy dips and the strength fades just a little more each month, it's easy to feel like you're losing something that made you you. That quiet frustration sets in. That grief, even. You're not alone in that. So many men feel it. They just don't talk about it. But here's the truth you won't hear in most places. It's not about becoming who you were. It's about becoming who you still can be. This isn't a rewind. This is a reset. Because you're not broken. You're not done. You're evolving. These boosters, movement that supports your body, food that feeds your cells, rest that truly restores. They aren't about resisting age. They're about honoring it. They're about stepping into this next chapter with clarity, with strength, and with pride. Because here's what most people don't see. Aging doesn't have to mean fading. It can mean deepening, sharpening, refining. And if you give your body what it needs, if you care for yourself with the same dedication you've given to others for decades, you can feel better. Not younger, better, more grounded, more alive, more steady in your skin. So maybe today is the day you take a small first step. Nothing dramatic, nothing overwhelming. Maybe it's deciding to walk that extra block after dinner instead of sitting down right away. Maybe it's choosing an apple over chips, or saying no to the late-night show and yes to an earlier bedtime. Maybe it's 5 minutes of silence before bed, hands in your lap, breath steady, letting the day settle, letting your body know you're listening. You don't need a miracle. You need a rhythm, one that matches where you are now. One that honors your season of life without letting it slip by on autopilot. Because you still got life to live. You still got stories to tell, wisdom to share, hands to hold, moments that matter. And vitality? That deep sense of aliveness in your bones. It's not gone. It's just been waiting for you to make space for it again, to tend to it, to trust it. You can revive your energy. You can rebuild your strength. You can rediscover the version of you that feels right again. Naturally, simply, starting now. And I'll be here with you for every step of that journey. So let's recap, just in case you want to take these ideas and turn them into real change. The 3 natural boosters we talked about today for men over 60 are simple, but don't mistake that for weak. When you use them together, they're powerful. First, healing movement. Gentle, consistent motion that works with your body. Walking, stretching, water exercises, Tai Chi. Movement that doesn't break you down, but builds you up. Second, targeted nutrition. Fuel that actually nourishes. Real foods, natural supplements. Nutrients that wake up your cells, support your hormones, and lift that mental fog that's been holding you back. And third, restorative sleep. Not just more hours, but better rest. Deep, healing sleep that resets your brain, recharges your energy, and gives your body the quiet it's been asking for. These are the tools. This is your starting place. So here's what I want to know. Which one of these boosters speaks to you most right now? Is it movement, nutrition, rest? Which one are you going to commit to this week? Even if it's just one small change, I want to hear about it, because your story matters. And someone else might see your comment and feel inspired to take their own first step. So go ahead, drop it in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going. And if you found this video helpful, if it sparked something in you, reminded you that your health is worth caring for, then go ahead and tap that like button. It helps more people like you find their way here. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing to Elderly Care. We're not about hype. We're about truth and heart and practical guidance that meets you where you are. Real solutions for real people, just like you. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for caring about your health, your life, and the people who love you. This journey isn't always easy, but you're not walking alone. So stay strong, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep thriving.